Can effective execution of policy be achieved at the public sector level on the African continent? Has it already been achieved and we just don't know about it? Well, are there any examples at any level of government, be it at the federal or state level, that personify effective execution? Is there anything to be learned from the private sector? Well, joining us to discuss further is Dr. Brian Reuben. He's a strategy consultant and convener of the Africa Economic Summit, also director of his very own consulting firm. Sir, good morning to you, Dr. Brian Reuben. Thank you so much for joining us. We have Dr. Reuben Advisory here, so we kind of mix these things up. You wrote an article and made reference to former Allied Signal CEO Larry Bosidi, who achieved success by personally negotiating performance objectives with managers. Isn't that a laborious process that should be delegated to someone else?
Thank you very much for that question. That's a very important one. So what you realize is, why did that have to happen in the first instance? Of course, it's laborious, but why did they have to do that? That's because most organizations are unable to meet up actually with the goals and the promises that their strategy suggests, even organizations that have well-formulated strategies. As a matter of fact, we have records that companies deliver only 50 to 60% of the financial performance that their strategies and sales forecasts have promised. And you have another research from F3 with over 300,000 responses from companies around the world, showing that 50% of employees, less than 50%, actually understand their firm's strategy. Now, if they don't understand the strategy, they don't understand the approach, how can you expect them to execute a strategy they don't understand? So what you find is that the CISO, the top executives, seem to have an understanding of what they want to achieve. But the other people across the organization, the unit managers and all of these guys, can't really connect with what's going on. So they do what they thought was best. Now, doing what you think is best isn't going to give the organization the results that it wants. So that's where the problem is. So the man in question had to personally negotiate to be certain that those people understand where the organization was going and what they should be emphasizing, what they should be about. Because that's not done in many places. So people are just busy. And activities does not equal effectiveness. People can be busy about what they want to do, what they think is right. But if you're going to have to get results, every activity has to be consistent with this strategy. So when there is this divide, this gap between what the strategy is saying and what the managers are thinking, you have a problem. In a study of over 1,800 execs around the world, all right, 56% say that their biggest challenge was actually making daily decisions in regards to their strategy and how to allocate resources. So you see, these guys know the company needs to succeed, but the approach is not clear to them. That's the reason why he has to personally negotiate. Because if he didn't do that, you can be certain that people are going to continue being busy, but the results will never actually be. That's the reason why you see poor performance, irrespective of all the best effort that many companies put in place. So it could be demanding, but the CEO has to lead the strategy. It's his responsibility. All right?
All right.
This is the reason why.
Hey, it's lots of work there. Lots of work there. You've said effective execution is a shared responsibility delivered through distributed leadership. How is leadership distributed effectively?
Right. What it means that leadership is distributed is that the people within the organization, all right, they have the resources and the authority they need to make decisions. That means you don't have this authority concentrated somewhere and people can't actually make decisions when they are supposed to do. So you're looking at how is work structured, how resources are allocated, and how performance is rewarded. Okay, so you want to make sure that everybody in the organization have the ability to lead, to make decisions. Of course, there should be control. There should be this should be regulated. In Capital One is able to test over 50,000 new credit card ideas every year. The only reason why that is possible is because you've distributed leadership, you delegated leadership. People can make decisions, all right? And so how this works is you need to actually understand what the industry looks like and the circumstances, really, because what works for company A in America may not work for company B in Africa. So, but that's why every situation is unique. But distributing leadership is about calling people to the ideology of taking responsibility and ensuring that they are empowered to make the right decisions. Take a large organization like maybe Google, for example. You have lots of people with capacity, who are motivated, and they are committed to the business. How best should the CEO drive results? It is by ensuring the success of these people. So your idea generally is to see them succeed, is to support them. Their success, your success is that they are succeeding. So you want to make sure you give them the required level of authority, the resources, and that they are rewarded effectively so they can make decisions, at the time it should be made, the way it should be made, without having to call on somebody to approve what ordinarily they have the capacity to determine.
All right. Now, you're the convener of the Africa Economic Summit. I think you had a summit last month in Cairo, Egypt. You've got another this summit in Lagos this month. You're talking about effective execution of strategies. What's the economic impact? If we're taking it from the private sector now to the public sector, what's the impact of having that effective execution of strategy?
That's a very fine question. And you say, yeah, we had that summit in Cairo, Africa Economic Summit, and of course in Lagos on the 30th of this month, 30th of March. So the fun is the economic impact is we're looking at Africa becoming competitive. You want to see an Africa that can compete internationally, all right? And you are looking at how this leads to the transformation of the continent so that people can have the jobs they need, the jobs that are meaningful, and be rewarded, to live, to enjoy a better standard of living. And this isn't just going to happen. We need to control quite a number of things. We need to look at how well the companies are doing. And for that to happen, there are things we need to look at. So generally, you have to understand that the Africa Economic Summit, to start with, seeks to bring forward new perspectives and stimulate strategic discussions around Africa's economic challenges and policy priorities. Okay. So African leaders in business and politics have to sit down and talk. And when they are talking, they are looking at how can we give more attention to research? How do we increase, what do we need to fix so that FDI can increase in Africa? And issues like that. So the economic impact is a transformed continent economically. You see people earning better wages because you see our average has changed and we are more competitive internationally. You see, we have more people investing in Africa because the structures, the policies are prioritized. We are not just looking at what worked in Brazil and want to bring it into Nigeria. We want to look at our situation and determine what works best for us, and make sure that we also commit the right energy, the resources, we have the zeal to push for policy changes to ensure that Africa is a competitive continent. So the impact, the economic impact, is economic transformation. People have better jobs, better standard of living. The economy is doing better. Inflation rate drops. Things can't happen by wishful thinking. We need to talk and we need to take action. And that is exactly what happens at the Africa Economic Summit. That's what's going to happen in Lagos also on the 3rd of March.
We appreciate your time, Dr. Brian Reuben, Director of the Brian Reuben Advisory. Really great talking to you. I have to have you back in the future. Thank you so much.